The Hauraki Big Show. Thanks to crave-worthy street food, freshly made with Reburger.
Welcome.
This is big.
To the Hauraki Big Show.
Really big.
With Jason Hoyte, Minogue and Keyzie.
Oh, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this glorious Monday afternoon, the 5th of May, 2025. And you, my friends, are listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Reburger.
Crave-worthy street food, freshly made with Reburger.
Reburger. Yum!
Reburger.
Great stuff, fellas.
That's
Great stuff.
how I feel.
Yeah, man. Hey, how you going, Mogi, you stallion?
I've never been better, you sick son of a bee. Yeah, obviously we're just off the back of Magic Round over there in the mighty Brisbane, and took it easy, didn't we, fellas? It was a real healthy bastard, and I don't hate myself, and today's going to be awesome.
Yeah, great stuff, mate. How are you going, Keyzie?
I'm actually good as gold.
Yeah.
I spent the entire day pretty much staring at the wall, but now I've come right. Come right, fellas.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a really great show.
What was going through your mind, Keyzie, as you were staring at the wall? What thoughts were you having?
I was pretty much reliving every moment from the weekend, just checking things off, making sure I didn't make a fool of myself.
Do you remember that bit where you came into my room? Do you remember
I think
my
I
room?
just said room, yeah.
And you came into my room there, and I was on all fours looking over my shoulder. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I do.
That was all good.
I was thinking about that all morning, Mogi. Actually, to be honest, it was a hell of an image, I got to say.
Hoyte
Little
J.
treat for the
Yes.
boys.
How are you feeling, man?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah. You got your skivvy on with your collar popped through it.
I tell you what, it's a beautiful day today, but it's a little bit nippy. I think it's like 24 or 25 degrees out there
18.
today, so I felt like I had to put my principal jersey on. You know what I mean?
Looks
but
good.
Other than that, fine, you know what I mean? Go home, go to bed after this, be sweet as.
Yeah.
Who do you-
Sweet
just
as.
quickly, looking around the room, who do you think's the most buggered right now?
Here's the interesting thing, because we talked about this in the podcast. The person that had the most sleep yesterday seems the most tired today.
Yeah, I'm absolutely buggered. But I'm also the oldest out of all of us.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
48.
Oh, yeah,
And
true.
so I don't bounce back the way I used to, and I don't think I ever used to bounce back at all, really. But
Yes.
yeah, I reckon tomorrow will be brand new. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You go over there, you have your fun, and you know you're going to pay for it. And I'm paying for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I'll tell you what, heaps coming up on the show, but let's start off with a bit of Pearl Jam, shall we?
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
Yes, indeed, the Black Keys there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon, the time 11 minutes past 4 o'clock. Hey, fellas, there was a lot of chitter-chat today on our WhatsApp chat about not coming in today. How are we feeling about the fact that we're here now?
Oh, look, I always wanted to be here.
Sure.
I find that the best part about having a huge weekend is the inevitability of going to work on Monday.
Sure.
How good.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, I know
great.
there's some out there which you know, you go away, you have a huge 3 days, you fly the flag for your radio show, for Radio Hauraki. You know, some people give you the day off for that, since you've actually been slogging it for 72 hours straight.
And we were slogging
with
it.
with no relent. It's non-stop. So you'd think you'd earn, you know, a couple of hours off, maybe a Monday off. But I said, look, bugger that.
That's the thing, Muggy. I'm not asking for the day off. I'm asking for 3 hours off.
Exactly.
Specifically 4 till 7.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Today. And,
Sure.
And so basically what I want to know on 3483, every text in the draw for a Reburger voucher, and also 0800 Hauraki if you want to chat to us about it. Would the world end if there was no big show today?
Yeah.
Like, for example, if we went to the next song break and then it just played nothing but songs for the next few hours and we weren't there, would that really change anything?
That's a
what I
really
wanna
good
know.
question,
I think it'd
Keyzie.
just increase the desire for the big show. I think absence makes the heart grow fonder. So imagine how many people will be listening tomorrow if
Yeah.
we didn't come on here today.
Well, with that kind of
Or
theory...
for the rest of the week. Imagine how big the numbers would be next week.
I was going to say, on that theory, we take the rest of the week off, then come back strong on the Monday.
And when you think about it, Jase, that's only 15 hours we're having off.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You know, it's
There's
not
only
even
essentially 2 days off.
That's
Well,
exactly.
Maybe for you, Keyzie, but I do 5 hours prep every day, remember? So, you know, it's a bit more for me.
Yeah, right. So there you go. Then you can stand down on your prep.
My kind of theory is actually get back on the horse straight away.
Yeah, right.
You know, she's been a big weekend. Go and do some great radio.
Go and do some hard graft. You're absolutely right, Josh. You come back in here, you got to sweat it out, don't
Yeah,
you?
totally, man.
You put your shoulder to the old whatever the hell they say, and then you sweat like a bastard because you could just putting in so much effort into running your yap.
Well, what about this, fellas, on 3483? They're already coming through. They're sort of just backing me up on this, really. Hey, Jack here, the radio would be way better if you knobs weren't on it.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, this is what I've been trying to tell the bosses here for years.
Oh, but, actually, I find that quite hurtful.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Today I find everything hurtful.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah, well, no, because it might, and that's the problem with texts, right? You read them and you don't know the context of that. But the way you're saying it is, man, it would be way better tomorrow if you guys weren't on it today.
Well, this one here says, my world would end if there was no big show today.
Oh,
but the way I hear that is, my world would end if there was no big show today.
Exactly.
I feel like he hates us even more than the other guy was saying we were knobs.
I feel like he hates us more than I hate myself.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's possible. But 3483, would you guys care if we just sort of didn't come back after the next few songs and we just songs for the next 3 hours?
Let's say you guys just give us a couple of hours off.
Yeah,
then
sure.
You guys could have a couple of hours off tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. How about that?
Yeah.
3483, let us know. And in the meantime, here's Queen. We'll definitely be back after this.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Yes, indeed. The Ramones there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 22 minutes past 4 o'clock. We were talking about taking the day off in the last voice break. And we've been inundated on 3483 with support, I think, fellas. Do I read it right, Keyzie?
Well, certainly plenty of texts coming in, Jason. I don't know whether I'd say it's support or not.
Yeah.
Basically put the question out there, would it be the end of the world if we took today off? This is obviously after a massive weekend at Magic Round and Brissy. There are people certainly on our side. This one here on 3483. Take the shift off, fellas. It's nice.
I like that.
Yep, just like that.
Should we just leave it at that then?
Well, I feel like you've got to represent both sides of the coin, Jase.
Oh, God, okay.
This one here's kind of in the middle. It would be good for you guys and even better for us. Cheers.
You see, again, I find that quite hurtful.
Back-to-back tunes without hungover grizzling from you guys sounds great.
Oh, that's
See?
unnecessary.
That's on our side, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
The thing is, Jase, is sure, these might sound deeply hurtful, but it is also supporting our argument.
Yeah.
Plenty more as well. If you want to go out drinking with the boys, you've got to turn up and work with the men. Step it up, fellas.
But the thing is, somebody just made that saying up.
And
You
then-
don't
yeah.
have to.
That
You
is-
don't have to
you
come
don't
to work
have
with the
to,
men.
yeah.
You can stay home with the boys as well.
That perv who made that up probably took the day off afterwards.
Probably employs people and wants them to come to work. You're falling for it, man.
I thought you blokes checked out in February anyway. Well, if that's how that guy thinks anyway, why are we even here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is just
Oh,
supporting
this is
our
great
argument.
stuff.
Harden the F up, you big-nosed bastards, and get on with it. That's obviously you two. Do you want me to keep going with these? Piss up, front up, lads. Didn't realise you animals were real. I thought it was AI playing Three Wounders being DJs.
Look,
We've asked for it, really, haven't we, on 3483?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for people to be sympathetic, I guess, when they consider that we only do 3 hours work a day. But when you think about all that work that we put in over the weekend, and it was work.
Yes.
Extended periods of that time weren't fun at all, particularly Saturday morning through till around about
For me, it was about 2 o'clock.
2 or so.
Yeah.
And, and I got up. You fellas were all having your breakfast there. Jason and I had a thoroughly enjoyable evening in front of the television in the hotel room. Woke up, went and saw you guys for breakfast. Jace, you had a bloody
salmon bagel, yeah.
Salmon bagel, and the look of all of that bread and the thought of that going down my throat when I'd smoked about 85 billion cigarettes the night before,
Yes.
nearly made me throw up. And I thought, I can handle a coffee. I'll be involved with this breakfast as far as the coffee goes, but then I need to get straight back on the beers.
Yes, well, I tell you what, I was actually up at about 5:30, 5:45. Went outside and had a durry. And I don't know if you guys noticed this about Brisbane. There are a lot of black crows around.
Yes, there
and
are.
I've just been watching the Omen movies, so it was freaking me the shit out, seeing all these black crows.
Yeah.
And I was having my durry, and then some dude, hey, how's the rugby league, mate? And I was like, I'm so not into chatting about rugby league.
I chatted to that guy.
Oh, right.
On the Saturday.
Yes.
He's like, oh man, I came out at about 6 a.m. and saw Hoyte J having a durry. Tried to chat to him about rugby league. He was not into it.
I wasn't. But then I knew I had to eat some breakfast, and Keyzie finally joined me, and he got breakfast gnocchi, and I was like,
That's right.
I mean, I hate gnocchi at the best of times, but for breakfast, no.
It was amazing. It was a little bowl of like essentially orange, saucy, cheesy, bacony goodness with gnocchi floating in it. And I found $1 million. Well, not $1 million. But it certainly helped save my life. Look, 3483, keep the support or the anti-us taking the day off mentality and come and get yourself in the draw for a $50 Reburger voucher. G'day Blair here. Come back tomorrow. I can't even understand what Keyzie is saying. He's so nasally.
We're pretty nasally.
Well, I think we're all nasally. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Yes, indeed, in excess there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon at time 4:34. Let's talk to that legend, Charlie Gabway, don't we, fellas?
It's a good idea, Jace. Despite us actually being over in Brisbane for Magic Round, I think I watched the least amount of NRL. I watched the least amount of NRL this weekend that I have all season.
Right, okay.
It's like the Waz won. I know we had a really good first half.
Yes.
I know we had a terrible second half where we were just holding them back and didn't score any points. Can't tell you who scored tries.
Right.
I just can't tell you.
That was one of the things that I noticed of being in that magnificent stadium, actually, was how very little of the league you actually watch. Because there's so much going on around you.
Yeah.
You know, you sort of forget that there's a game going on. I mean, it had my attention sometimes, but not all the times, fellas.
Well, certainly I woke up. We went to the first game on the first night, and that was fine. You know, you are sort of looking around about when the Warriors was on. I was certainly focused on that. But let's see what old Charlie Gabb thought about it.
G'day, Charlie. How's life, mate?
Yeah, good, man. Still dusty.
Oh, you're still dusty, are you?
Yeah. What did you think of the game, man? We won.
We won, man. We thrived and then we survived. It was scary, but we just keep winning those close ones.
Well, that's the thing, right, Charlie? Even last year, while we were still sort of putting things together and trying to work things out a bit, I feel like we would have lost that game. And this is about the fourth game of the season where if it was last year, we would have lost, but we seem to just find a way to get it done.
Yeah, I think in the past we probably would have lost by, you know, almost a couple of tries, the momentum that Cowboys had. But, yeah, I don't know what happened with that period. It was about 30 minutes. We just could not get any momentum back, and everything the Cowboys did, they were just rolling down the field, 80 metres at a time, line breaks, or they'd end up with a 6-on-4 on the short side or something like that. But things just weren't going our way, and we did get lucky a few times, but we won. So
yeah, we did. Yeah, the first half was an absolute joy to behold for many different reasons, Charlie, but we don't need to get into that. And then the second half, that last 30 minutes seemed to take about 2 days. We were just suffering wave after wave of attack. You'd look at the clock and there'd be 28 minutes to go, and then after that, they'd had 10 more sets on our try line. You look up and there's 27 minutes left to go. It was one of the worst experiences of a rugby league game I've ever had, particularly compared to last year. But I guess you say you won and you're happy with that.
Yeah, but I can't put my finger on what actually happened, because there was little bits of individual brilliance saving us, but when we would defend a set and we'd be coming out from our 20, everyone just seemed a bit knackered, and it was just one-out stuff, and we'd only really make 20 or 30 metres in the whole set, whereas before that period where Cowboys got momentum, we were rolling through them.
Yeah.
And we were, I don't know, it was just like we lost our mojo. But I guess a positive that they can take out, they've been in that position now and come out the other side, so they can, I guess, draw on that when it happens again.
Charlie, what's it like, by the way? Because there are a few teams in the NRL. The Cowboys are probably the cream of the crop at this, that they can be standard and then all of a sudden they get momentum and they are unstoppable. What's it like on the field, either when your team has that momentum or when you're up against it and things just don't seem to be able to, you can't stop it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you almost feel a bit helpless, but it helps when you got good leaders in your team like Barnett, or, we are missing a lot of good leaders with Tuvasashek and Dallin and Fisher Harris. But normally what happens is if you get scored on, they'll make a plan behind the post, like, look, we're going to kick deep into the corner, let's have a team goal to keep them in their 40. And have them kicking out of their own half, and when you can do that, and you can build off it by just ticking off that small goal, But then when it starts to just turn to shit, and you go, let's keep them in there 40, and next minute you've given a penalty or they're making a line break, that's when things get frantic, and the young boys, they haven't been in that position before, so they start trying to do things on their own or go into their shower and stuff like that, and that's where they say, experience is so big, because all the older guys have been there before, so you can't just have a team of young guys who are on fire, because when they are back against the walls, they don't really know what to do.
And when you're under siege like that, though, Charlie, and they're pressing on your line consistently, it does take it out of you, mate. You get pretty tired. So it makes sense that they were struggling to get out of their own half.
Oh, mate, it's stressful. You'd know.
Jase, of course, played 3 seasons in the NRL there. That's good knowledge from you, Charlie. Before we let you go, mate, we, of course, can't end things without you first giving us your Porter King player of the round.
On the field, I think it will be Metcalf. He was individually brilliant.
Great first half.
Great first half. I loved what Hoyte J was doing online.
Yeah, right, yeah. So, Hoyte J for off-field, Metcalf on-field. Thank you very much, Charlie Gubb. And don't forget, if you're in the Wellington area, you need a Portaloo, make sure you get in touch with old Uncle Charlie and Porter King.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. Have a good one.
Yeah,
you
same
too,
with
mate.
you,
We won't.
We'll catch you later. Oh, Charlie, eh?
Chuckaroo
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
Faith no more there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 4:48. Let's talk TV. What's on the telly with Mike Minogue?
Hey, fellas.
Hey, man.
Hey, when I was on the plane on the way over to Australia, I was actually really over that flight. I was like, God, I forgot how boring flights are and how long they are.
That one particularly seemed to take forever.
It did. It was like, ugh.
Difference was, I was sitting with Mania,
Yes.
and you guys were sitting sort of just on your own.
Separately, yeah.
Yes.
That didn't help. I had a good fella I was sitting next to, but it's like, yeah, it sucked. Anyway, I found a movie and I thought I'm going to watch this because I don't want to pay for it. That's generally how I do it on a plane.
Sure.
And I watched Better Man, which is a story about Robbie Williams' life.
I saw you watching that and laughed, yeah.
It is, so in it, weirdly, because he feels like he's a dancing monkey. So it's essentially it's like Bohemian Rhapsody was for Queen, or Rocket Man was for Elton John. The difference is it doesn't suck.
Wow, so it's actually great.
It's actually really good. I really enjoyed it. It's a really well-made and well-shot film and well-acted film, and I found it really, really entertaining. It kicks the hell. I really enjoyed Rocket Man.
Yes.
It kicks the absolute hell out of Bohemian Rhapsody, which is one of the all-time shit films.
Yeah, that was terrible.
It's a really, really well-made... Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't recommend it highly enough. Now, that said, I'd had, 50 beers by then, and the was, 30,000 feet in the air, so maybe it wasn't that great. But it's something you could definitely watch with your missus, Keyzie.
You're not... She'll hate the monkey. You're not a huge Robbie Williams fan.
I'm a fan.
You are?
Obviously, I'm not a typical Robbie Williams fan. For example, I would never buy any of his music, or probably now I would go to his concert, but previously I'd never have gone.
You're right, and you still...
But he does appeal to me because he's funny, and he used to be a shocker, so I like that about him as well. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. Really good.
I remember watching some massive doco on Robbie Williams.
On Netflix. Yeah, he was a whinger the whole time.
Yeah, and I think he regretted it quite a lot because
all the cocaine use and all that sort of carry on.
I was just bleating on the whole time, and I didn't realise how lucky I was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
that was at the same time as that Beckham doco came out, and Beckham was just like, it was all upbeat, and then his was just him in bed watching iPad clips and being down buzzed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, this is very, very good.
I watched The Omen, but the latest one, made in latest. It was made in 2006, starring Liev Schreiber. It was a complete replica of the original Omen. Very good. Just been a bit more modern, a bit more styly, but very well done. I liked it.
I remember when that happened and everyone was like, oh, they've just ripped it off.
Yeah.
And
it was a complete rip-off.
But honestly, when people take old stuff and remake them, like a lot of the old Disney movies that have been remade now, it's kind of like, can you just do what the original one did?
Yes.
Yeah. So
that was very good. Very good.
How many buzzies out of 5 for those two things?
I'll go 4.
4, wow.
3 and 5/8 buzzies.
Jase, that's a weird amount of buzzies, man.
Is it Keyzie?
No, you're
Is
right.
it?
It's a great amount. I watched Amazing Race Australia, but no one gives a shit about that, so here's some AC/DC.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
AC/DC there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time, 3 minutes to 5 o'clock. Plenty going on after 5, by the way. We're going to have a little chitty chat to Mike Lane re the rugby.
Yeah.
See how we're doing versus Lane versus the coin. Manoa Stewart, we're going to catch up with him as well.
That's right. Now, it might seem that we're doing a whole heap of phone calls on the show just to sort of like, fill in the day because we're all really hungover from
not
Magic
true.
Round. That's not true.
We always do a phone call with Lane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On a Monday.
Yeah. We should do 2 of them today.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's call them again after 6 just for fun.
Yeah, totally.
For fun.
Thanks, fellas.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike, and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope you're getting through your Monday okay. We are, fellas?
Loving it.
But you are listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Reburger.
Handcrafted burgers, loaded fries, and gourmet eats that'll change the game.
Reburger.
I'm hungry.
Hey, speaking of great food chat, Keyzie, why is it you haven't done What's for Tea New Zealand lately? It's been ages.
It has been so long, Chris.
It hasn't been that long,
It's
Michael.
been ages.
Jason. Well, it hasn't really. It's been, like 2 weeks?
Ages.
But to be honest, I'm kind of happy that we've had a break from it. 'Cause
Keyzie. Come on, man. Let's do it today. Come on, man.
Go on, Keyzie. Keyzie.
Okay, fine. I'll do it today.
Hey.
I'll do it today. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's not for ages, but
Well, we should start getting the texts in now, I reckon.
So we can get
start firing them through, I reckon,
get
so
the
we can
good
get the
ones.
real good ones.
3483, what are you having for tea in New Zealand?
I haven't decided yet.
And you see, this is why I didn't want to. 3483, what are you having for tea? We'll go through it later. You can win yourself a $50 Reburger voucher.
Backbone.
So good, man.
Is
so
it?
good. Now, listen, coming up, we're going to be speaking to Manoa Stewart. Also, G Lane, but in the meantime, let's get back to the music.
In the meantime, here's some
I was going to
music.
say Muse.
It is Muse as well, isn't
Yes.
We're never going to let you forget that, Jase.
Thanks,
it?
fellas.
In the meantime.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Split ends there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon, 13 minutes past 5 o'clock. Fellas.
Hey,
How good.
Just quickly, fellas, before we rip into some chat here, keep an ear out inside the next sort of 20-odd minutes. Cuticle's going to play for Clown in a Cornfield, brand new horror film.
Friendo.
If you call through on 0800 Hauraki and get through, you get $200 cash and a double pass.
How good.
Friendo.
Hey, fellas, one thing I've noticed is we've spent the first hour of the show gut-saking about being hungover from Magic Round.
Huh?
Responsibly. And by the way, when Mogie's hungover, he makes lots of random noises. We haven't actually talked about what we did at Magic Round.
Yes.
What you did.
Well, come on, Mogie.
You're an animal, man.
Don't sing me out like
Well,
that.
let's start with going to the airport. Should we start there?
Okay.
We
Yes.
went to the airport, and that was a really great start. And we found a little bar there, got through really quickly,
Oh,
except
yeah.
for, of course, you and I, Jay, straight away got pulled aside because what did we do? We both had cigarette lighters in our
Lighters, yeah,
pockets.
my bag.
I got pulled over for having a cigarette, and, a 20-minute wait once they divert your bag. So she pulled me up. Finally, we sat there for 20 minutes waiting for that, then had the chat, and she said, the problem is you've got a cigarette lighter in your jacket pocket.
Right.
And it's sitting inside a tray with my shoes and my belt. And I said, so it would have been fine if I took it out of my jacket pocket and just put it in the tray.
Yes.
That's fine. She said, yes. I said, but not in my jacket pocket and in the tray. She said, that's right. I said, well, of course, that makes no sense at all, but great start to the weekend. Cheers. Then we went and had a few beers, didn't we, fellas?
Well, what happened was we parked up at a bar. We took turns buying jugs
did.
responsibly. And I bought some chips for the fellas. I was like, all right, I better go buy a jug. And I was like, Mogie, do you reckon we have time for one more jug? And you're like, yeah, man.
Absolutely. And I was
Totally.
walking alongside you as I was going out to go to the toilet. You stopped and bought the jug. I kept on walking. I thought, it was probably time I check and see what time this goddamn plane's departing. And I have a look at our flight number. It says boarding now. I better go and tell Keyzie about that. I'll just go for my wares first.
Yeah.
And by the time I got back, old Keyzie's turning up with a jug. It's like, Keyzie, we're boarding, man.
So that one of the videos on the Instagram, on our one, which you can see, is me showing up with a full jug and everyone be like, oh, we're boarding Keyzie. It's like, what?
And how much for the jug?
$60.
$60.
What's that about?
But, we dealt with it.
Oh, no.
You know what I
we're
mean?
backbones.
We handled it.
The flight.
We haven't even left New Zealand yet in this yarn.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to sort of move through it here a bit, fellas. The flight, and I don't know whether this is true or not, was one of those flights where, you're sort of watching a movie and you see how much time to go, and it's like 3:27 till you arrive at your destination, 3 hours, 27 minutes, and you go, okay, and then time passes and stuff, and then you go back and check the time again, and it's like 3:24, and it's like, hang on, surely it's been longer than... I felt like they kept putting the time back all the time, but that might have been my imagination. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think they know how to put the time back, so I'm guessing it was your imagination,
Well,
but I do take on board that it was a bloody slow flight.
Yeah, very slow.
She was a wounder, and of course one of the promises I made was that I was going to be in bed before midnight.
Yes.
Now, we got over there, we went to the hotel, we got to the game, which from memory, I can't remember. It was Roosters, Dolphins.
Dolphins, yes.
So we got there, and I was watching that. We met the winners, lovely guys. We saw Pantsman Joel Harrison there. Great, having a chat with them. That was all good. But it was one of the most turgid games of rugby league I'd ever seen. I stayed for 20 minutes, and I was trying to get through an Australian beer, and I was on the verge of throwing up. And keep in mind, I wasn't drunk at all, but this beer was so disgusting, and I was chewing my way through it. I said, I can't do it. So I did an Irish goodbye, and I just bailed. On the way out, got recognised by an Australian policeman, which was a nice touch. He got a selfie. Then I got outside, tried to stop myself from throwing up all the way to the Uber. Got back to the hotel. I thought I'll go outside for one dart, and then I'm going to bed. That was at 10:30. The elevator doors open. Who should come in but Pug Son and Hoyte J. Next thing I know, it's 3:30 in the morning.
Meanwhile, me and I did the old-fashioned. We were out for most of the night.
Yes.
We got into the hotel at 2:30, which was 4:30 New Zealand time, really.
Yeah.
And we were like, man, I think we've done this well. 2:30 is pretty good.
Yeah.
And we won't be too... We'll be worse than Mike and Jase and Pugs and that, but we won't be too bad.
Yeah.
Only to find out that you guys went longer and harder than we did.
That's right.
And then Saturday was an absolute struggle. Met up at lunchtime with the boys trip group. There's about 100 Waz fans in this one big room.
We met up for breakfast first, Keyzie.
Well, we had breakfast.
Breakfast gnocchi.
But I feel like we need to skip through this.
Yeah.
Met up, spent the entire afternoon with their first few hours there, then went to Caxton Street for about 4 or 5 hours. Hoyte J was hating his life. Finally got to the Waz game, started Ripper. Last half an hour was extremely tough to watch. And then we stayed out until after midnight at me and Minogue. You guys flagged it. And
bailed. I was in bed by about 10:30, I think. And I mean, it was a hell of a weekend. And can I just say to all the people we met, all of the fans of the big show that came up and had a yarn, your backbones one and all. Unbelievable. There's a huge amount of people that are in behind the show over there.
It's
and everyone
amazing.
was a good bastard. It's always good to see you. Don't be shy. Always come up and have a chat.
just not to Jason.
Yeah, just not to
Just
me.
not to Jase.
Preferably not me. But that's all, G.
Well, there you go. A bit of a recap of how the weekend went.
And can I just say, if you're thinking about going, if you're contemplating, if you hear these stories and go, it's probably never like that, it is always like that. It is an unbelievable event. Book for next year now. It is out the gate. Boys trip look after you. It's a once in a lifetime. If you can only do it once, but it's not going to completely break the bank if you start saving now.
Also, if you can't afford to go to every single game, blah, 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 just book whatever day the Waz are playing, buy a ticket for that, spend the other 2
100%.
days at Caxton Street getting amongst, chuck your jersey on, bloody Ripper. Up next, fellas, we'll catch up with Minogue Stewart from the Brissy Show to see if he's as worse for wear as we are.
Sounds good, man. Oh. I was feeling better.
Come on, Jason, it's the
Now-
Chili's, man. Come on, man.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Yes, indeed, the red hot chili peppers there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Now, another member of the touring party, an old Brissy there, was our good mate Minogue, and I got to say, actually, for a big fella, he was pretty vulnies yesterday. I gave him a little hug in the airport. He asked if I could just hold him, fellas, for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He's a bit like that.
Well, but I could totally... I got comfort from it as well.
Yes.
So we thought, being the good mates that we are, that we should check up on him today, and he's on the phone now. Minogue, you mad bastard, how's life?
Good, thank you, fellas. Oh, well, look, life has been better. It was actually better about 48 hours ago, but, it's slowly getting better, is what I'd say.
Minogue, when I woke up this morning, the first at 8 a.m., just by the way, the first thing I said out loud was, thank God I don't do a breakfast show right now. How were you at, 4:30 a.m. when you got up?
4:30, yeah. Even the guy, not an air hostess, really air steward.
Stewardess,
Yeah.
yep. Steward.
Flight attendant.
He came over, the Minogue Stewart. He came over and gave me and Keyzie, a couple of bottles of water before he even said anything to us because we must have looked that hungover. And then he goes, can't imagine getting up at 4:30 tomorrow morning as we got off.
Yeah, I know your pain, man. When we were in business class, they were handing us champagne at the same time.
Yeah, and a really nice quiche too, actually. And I tell you what, I don't know if you know this about business class, Minogue, but you can fully stretch out. Like Mogi hit the sack straight away. He slept the entire flight.
When I got on that plane, my right leg went numb from falling asleep in a bad angle. I still can't feel my foot on my right leg.
That might just be diabetes, man. I don't know. Another
Deep vein thrombosis.
Minogue Stewart, what was your strategy yesterday in terms of recovery? Because mine basically involved staying up until actual bedtime and not ruining things too much.
I just got home. The missus was still, I think she was out playing netball. I parked up on the couch under a blanket. I got a bottle of Powerade, a Coke Zero, a bottle of water, 15 Panadols, and fell asleep watching Netflix. That was about the extent of it. But today, I've taken advice from Jerry to go and achieve something with your day because things aren't going to get better if you just stick around at home. But right now, I am talking to you from the queue at VTNZ, getting my Suzuki Swift a waff, so I can feel like I achieved something for the day. But it's what? The place is about to shut. So
and what are your thoughts overall? Obviously, we tucked into it a little bit on the Friday at the airport. Things got a little bit out of hand for some on the Friday night. There was game day. One of the most intense games of rugby league for a long time. And then you guys sort of carried the torch while Hoyte, Joe and I went to bed before midnight, like the legends we are. You wake up yesterday, you feel like absolute garbage. You wake up today, you feel like absolute garbage. Is it worth doing, man?
I would do it again tomorrow if they asked me to.
Tomorrow? What was your highlight of the weekend?
The game, when we won, as we won. I mean, just the way that we won, only by 4 points. They looked like they were about to beat us. And then the feeling of walking victorious up Caxton Street with 1,000 other Warriors wounders. It was the best. It was everything it said on the tin. It was everything you think it's going to be as a league fan. It was awesome.
Good on you, mate. Well, Minogue, you take care. I hope you get your waff. No doubt we'll bump into you at some stage.
Yeah. I hope so.
Right.
Cool, man. All right. Well, you go now, man. All right. See ya.
See you guys.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Yes, indeed. The Rolling Stones there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Apparently there was some rugby on over the weekend, fellas.
Yeah.
With that in mind, we've got ACC head G Lane in the studio with us for G Lane versus a coin.
ACC head G Lane versus a coin.
We like to say the title of things twice.
Yeah, you guys are disgraces, all of you.
Come on, G-Lane.
I saw Minogue this morning, and he is a shadow of a man. Like, he just said he wanted someone to tell him everything was okay.
Give him a hug.
I didn't give him a hug.
Yeah.
I didn't, but you guys look the same.
I was saying in the podcast just before, actually, that he's one of those guys where he doesn't actually look in bad shape. He never really changes. You know how
he bottles it up.
We can look shockingly bad. He still kind of looks the same, but he just has demons.
He looks like shit all the time. You know what I mean? So you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that could be it. Well, you toured a good one. You gave it a good go.
We gave it a good one. We didn't miss the plane. It feels like coming back yesterday morning relatively early was a good move. The alternative was we were going to get back at 2 in the morning this morning,
which was when
I
put my hand
up and I said I'm not interested in that at all. So we got back around about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and thank Christ.
There's one particular photo, and I cropped it and sent it to you, where I thought I could see into your soul.
Well, this is the thing, G-Lane. The trick is whenever you're on camera for any of the stuff that we have to do for socials, always pull a stupid face. Never try and look good, because if you try and look good, you'll look completely off your head. So that's what I do, man. I just pull a stupid face, and then
good
that's my
stuff,
face.
mate. Hey, well, it's really interesting that you've come into the studio today, and we thought we'd done quite well over the weekend, but it turns out not so.
No, I come to eyeball the coin. Because go through the results.
We'll start things. The Blues versus the Force.
Oh, terrible game, but the Blues won.
Was it terrible?
Yeah, it was a real life sucker of a game.
Right.
But the Blues eventually won that one.
But they're done and dusted, though, eh?
Oh, not really. There's still
still a flicker?
It's a mathematical chance, Jase.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Big game against Moana Pacifica in a couple of weeks.
What did we pick there?
Well, we took the Force, so we
Yeah.
only the Coin lost by 21 points here. Next up was Drua versus the Reds. The Reds took it out. Well, the Reds lost, actually,
Yes.
36 to 33.
So the Coin won that one.
Yeah.
Yes, 1-1.
So
This
was
is
that
good.
at home with the Drua?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Good call.
All right, Saturday night, the big one, Canes Chiefs. Canes won 35-17. Who are you on,
I
G-Lane?
took the Canes. I had a funny feeling that the Chiefs were off. They're a bit sick. There's a flu going around.
Yes.
Damien McKenzie was injured. Dobro's out.
Right.
Ruben the Love
That's
Muscle
right.
first fight.
Yeah.
So, you took the Chiefs.
2-1.
And the Canes actually looked good the week before against, was it Brumbies?
Yeah,
They
they did.
played a great game.
They did. So it's 2-1 to G-Lane
Yep.
there. Next game, Brumbies Tars. Brumbies winning 40-17.
Smoked them. Coin took the Tars. Loser.
Right, so it's 3-1. Final game of the round, Highlanders, Moana Pacifica. Moana won 34-29.
Game of the round.
Really?
They scored a charge down try in the last couple of minutes to win that one down at the Sistema lunchbox.
Yeah.
For me to beat the Coin 4-1.
Coin absolutely robbed, you'd have to say.
Yeah,
there.
totally, mate.
Not happy.
So can I just-
overall, that takes you to 29 and the Coin to 25
Yeah, okay.
after
Eat it.
12 rounds.
The Coin's going to need a big weekend. Can I just ask, though, Moana Pacifica, are they in playoff contention?
Yes,
They've won a few.
Absolutely. They're in the top 6 right now.
Right, okay.
But a big game is going to be in 2 weeks' time. Moana Pacifica are hosting the Blues at Albany. That is going to be a game which is going to potentially decide who will make the top 6.
Can we just also, with this G-Lane versus a coin thing, because that's going to carry on into the finals because we've only got 3 regular season rounds left.
Yeah, I think it goes all the way to the
All the
end,
way?
doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to. It has
Yeah,
to.
well, we have to decide who runs the ACC. I'm really
That's
looking.
right.
To be honest with you, a coin could probably do a better job.
Good on you, Lane.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Nirvana there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time 5:37, fellas. Oh, spooky.
Friendo.
That's right, we're currently doing a Friendo bounty hunt. Friendo is the clown in the brand new slasher horror flick Clown in a Cornfield.
Spoiler alert.
Wow, yeah, that's the name of the clown. That is a spoiler. You're right, Mogi. I apologise.
Friendo.
It's in cinemas the 8th of May, so still a couple of days away, or 3, if we're going to get all
Technical.
about it. And to celebrate, we are doing a Friendo the Clown bounty hunt every single show this week.
Wow.
If you hear the cue to call, ring us on 0800 Hauraki. You win a double pass to go see it, and you also get $200 cash.
Good on you. G'day, Josh, you mad bastard. How's life?
Yeah, good. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Good weekend there, Josh?
Yeah, still recovering, but well.
Aren't we all, man? Aren't we all?
You're a backbone, mate. You'll pull through. What do you do for a crust, Josh?
I'm a truck driver.
Backbone.
Hell yeah.
Backbone.
Yeah.
Do you know any clowns called Friendo?
I work with one actually.
Oh,
yeah, how good.
Imagine that guy in a cornfield. Scary.
Hey, now listen, you've just won yourself 2 tickets to that movie and a little bit of a cherry on top for you there, Josh. $200 cash as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, guys.
no worries,
No
mate. Good
worries,
on you.
mate. Who are you
Good
going to
on
take? Who are you going to take?
Oh, I have to say the missus, otherwise I'll get in trouble.
Yeah,
fair enough.
You
don't want to get in trouble with the
Good
miss.
on you,
Nah,
mate.
not the old misso. Not after what you got up to over the weekend, Josh. You've done enough, man. Yeah.
All right, mate. Stay on the line and old Puggle's son will look after you. He's very quiet today, Pugs, isn't he?
I was looked in there before and he had his head between his knees. I'm not sure what he was up to. Is he was either trying to throw up or something else? Don't know.
He goes quiet. Mogi goes really weird. And I just sort of am awesome.
I've finally come good, man. Should we
Have
start
you?
the show again?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's restart. Oh, this is a tune, fellas. Rolling Stones. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I don't mind it.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Billy Idol there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Now, listen, plenty coming up after 6 o'clock, including making its comeback. What's for tea, New Zealand? With me, Keyzie.
It's not really a comeback. It's been like 2 weeks. It's not a big deal.
It's a massive deal, Keyzie. It is a massive deal.
If you've never heard it before, you text in on 3483 what you are having for dinner. I read a few of them out, and then we give out vouchers.
I mean, it's unreal.
See, this is why I don't like this segment, because I feel like you guys are taking the piss.
No, absolutely love it.
It's the best, man.
The best?
It's
number one.
The amount of people that came up to me in Australia and said, hey, what's for Tea New Zealand? It keeps disappearing. You've got to keep it going, man.
Actually was a young lady that was saying that she does love that. She loves what's on the telly with old Mogi over here, but she hates vanilla radio. Hates vanilla radio. She said she stopped listening to it because we did vanilla radio, took a break for 2 months. When she came back, the first episode she listened to, vanilla radio.
Are you serious?
She was fuming. Absolutely fuming.
Seriously?
Straight up. Straight up.
One segment, she was gone.
You can't.
Well, yeah, she couldn't do it.
You can't win them
Drove
all,
her nuts.
fellas.
I mean, all I would do. Oh, I won't tell them what I would do. But yeah, there's other ways you can get around that. But yeah, she couldn't forgive us for 2 months and came back, bang, hit with another one.
And the funny thing is, vanilla radio is us taking the piss out of every other radio show.
Exactly right. She hates it for that reason.
Oh, well, there you go. 3483, what you having for tea up after 6?
The Hauraki Big Show with Jase, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope you're surviving Monday. You're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Reburger.
Serving good times and good food. Dine in or take away at Reburger today.
Reburger. Chaps.
So good. Like Mogi, actually, because you got some Reburger last night, didn't you?
I did, man.
So did I.
I was hoeing in.
It was
absolutely
so
hoeing
good.
in. I actually woke up in the middle of the night, about 3 a.m, and I still had half a backbone burger left.
Oh, how good.
So I just ate that. And then lights out, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Can only
It was
manage
a shame
half.
because it gave me so much energy. Like, I felt brand new, but then I was like, I better go to sleep, I suppose.
Yeah. I enjoyed mine as well.
So, like an idiot, I got a laksa.
Yes.
And I loved it. It's my favourite hungover food is this laksa. But then halfway through it, I was like, oh,
Could have had a
Reburger.
Yeah, totally, man.
So that's
that
my
was
bad.
my first thought getting off the plane. Reburger.
So that's like 4 weeks in a row you've had Reburger,
I
Jase.
know. Have I got a problem or what,
Oh,
fellas?
man, it's the new cheese ball.
Hey, in the podcast outro today, we went a little bit deeper into the trip, didn't we? I don't
I'd
know.
say so.
Yeah, so basically, if you want to know how Magic Round was, I don't know if we talked much about it. It's mostly just us gut aching about being
I'd
sick.
say so.
Here is a little clip featuring Minogue Stewart from The Brissy Show. Yesterday on the fly, I knew it was bad. Minogue goes, man, I just want like 3 or 4 months of not drinking any piss. And I was like, I have never heard you even think like that before. That's how bad it was. Minogue Stewart, who is, among his many qualities, he's famous for being up for it.
Yeah.
He's always up for it.
Yeah.
And he was like 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
That is outrageous.
Yes.
7:30 tonight, that podcast comes out. Also, tomorrow, I'd say, Pugs will have it done. It'll be on YouTube as well if you want to see the pain in our eyes while we do it.
Great stuff,
Yeah,
mate.
it was a roughie. So it's actually gotten better as the day's gone on.
Tell you
I
what,
have to
as it
say.
does.
Yeah.
Doing the show has perked me up a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean about getting back on the horse,
That's
fellas.
what I meant.
You know what
when
I
I
mean?
said it earlier on.
It's like when I did theatre and stuff. You
Oh,
know, you
yeah.
feel like crap beforehand. To get on the stage, you feel like $1 million.
Yeah, theatre.
Even though there's only 1 or 2 people in the audience for most of Jace's plays.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Hey, fellas, up next.
Yeah?
What's for Tea New Zealand with me, Keyzie?
Yeah. Woohoo!
Get your text through 3483. Let us know it's for dinner, and you can win a $50 Reburger voucher. Yum, yum.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Oasis there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show Monday evening. Let's talk food.
Such a good idea, Jase. You're full of great ideas, man.
Thanks, mate.
Hey, guys. Text here from Steve. What's for tea, New Zealand? With me,
Easy. Oh, how good.
So good having this back. 2 weeks we didn't do it, and for some reason that was a big deal.
man.
3483, what are you having for dinner, New Zealand? Text it through and you could win a $50 Reburger voucher. G'day, fellas. Mark here.
Marky Mark from the Funky Bunch.
Mark Wahlberg, that is correct. He's in Parongia, or otherwise known as P-Town, Toad in the Hole,
Oh, Toad in his hole.
or as I call it, Hoyte in the Hole, which is a saucy inserted into a muffin.
Yes,
Is
pretty
that
much.
what it is?
That's what, remember Jase described it to us using the
Oh.
hand gestures?
No.
A sausage mogi
In a muffin.
in a muffin.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but it's like a sort of cheesy muffin, generally speaking.
Yeah.
know
Oh,
what I'm
nice.
saying?
Well, yeah,
That
I'm
sounds
into
yummy.
that.
What about this one here?
Squirt of tomato sauce on the side there, maybe?
Yeah.
Nah.
Heinz or Waddies?
What
Oh,
is?
what is all day?
Heinz. Ketchup. So much better. G'day, fellas. This is from Graham.
Oh,
Yeah, Graham Norton. Yeah, it is. I'm just having garlic bread because I've got a
That's
sore
not how he
gut.
talks.
Huh?
That's not how he talks.
I'm not imitating Graham Norton.
Come on, Keyzie.
Because I think it might be a bit of a hate crime. I'm having garlic bread because I've got a sore guts.
Why has he got a sore gut?
I don't know, Mogi. He obviously had a big weekend like we did.
That
Keyzie,
sounds right.
I just know that you love your garlic bread. Yeah, that's your go-to, isn't it, the old garlic bread?
The Key family love a garlic bread.
Sure.
So, like, every barbecue, every roast dinner, we'll have, if it's all four of us, if it's mum, dad, and the two kids, 2 of those silver loaves in the oven.
Yeah.
Great hand gestures there, by the way.
Yes.
Double fisting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the old lady's face on the front of it.
Yeah,
the
Alison
white one.
Holst.
No, different white lady. White packet with an old lady's face. It's got red and green colouring on it from the supermarket. It's like
Alison
the cheapest
Holst.
one.
Yes.
It's not her. It's like an old as woman.
She's
like
old
a
as, man.
mama. Oh,
I will say that I don't like. It's got to be crispy. It's got to
Yes.
be toasted properly. I hate it when you get one out and it's clearly been in a microwave or something like that. That sends me into an absolute fury.
yes. And it's, slimy.
Yeah.
Jase goes, I hate slimy, stodgy garlic bread. I'm like, well, cook it longer.
Yeah,
like you're supposed to.
yeah.
He was
But
all like,
but a lot of people don't. You see,
yeah, they don't.
they don't. But your mum does.
G'day, fellas. This is from Tom.
Hanks.
Cruz,
Who's that guy that you said could be the next Nicolas Cage?
Abercrombie.
Hardy. Yeah, Tom Abercrombie from The Breakers. Actually, I've just had a look. It is him. My wife is making nachos for my birthday. Looking forward to it.
Actually, I wouldn't
When's
mind
his
some
birthday?
nachos today.
What?
I wouldn't mind some nachos. That'd be good.
I wouldn't mind, but I'm not making them. Where does she live? Is his birthday today?
Where does she live?
Yeah, well, she's the one cooking them. I don't care where he lives.
Oh, sorry, he didn't include where his wife lives in the
Yeah,
text.
okay.
Mogi.
What about his birthday today, or is he just giving us the heads up that on his birthday his wife is going
Well, it's what's
to cook him nachos?
the way What's for Tea works is you talk about today.
Well, you should.
So I'm guessing his birthday's today, and his one request was nachos. So I think that's really special.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
Jeez, I've missed this break.
Oh God.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Yes, indeed, smashing pumpkins there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday night. Let's give out some advice.
It's
69.com. Get in touch with the fellas.
The fellas, please do get in touch. Meet Patty Nips, Mogi. Meet Patty Nips 69@gmail.com. Reach out, 100% anonymous. We can help. And if you can't tell, Mogi is still hungover.
Hey, I feel like we need advice.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to be loved and supported and hugged.
Well-
Fellas,
I'm actually all G because my wife did that yesterday. You know?
Loved you.
I was supported and loved.
Right.
Yes.
And she told me she cared. Now I'm good as gold.
There's nothing external that's going to help you, Jace.
no.
It's just going to be time
Sure, man.
and hopefully a little bit of memory loss, a few
Yeah.
drinks of water,
Sure.
and back to the gym, brother.
Nah. I did my weights and stuff. Well, not my weights, my press-ups and my planking today, though, so that was good. I feel fine. I feel good.
Yeah.
All right, hit me, Keyzie.
G'day, fellas. This is from Anonymous, by the way, guys.
Cool.
A backbone mate of ours recently moved to Melbourne. He's been messaging a girl in the UK for a few months who he has never met, but has a reputation for being a bit of a Fruit Loop. She has moved to Melbourne to see him. Moved to Melbourne to see him.
To see him or live with him?
Just to be near him, I think, not live. But they've gone away to Tasmania together after knowing each other for about 2 weeks. He's promised her a bed at his flat when they get back.
That's good stuff.
He's not managed 2 days with her before messaging the lads to say he can't wait to get away from her. She gives constant PDA, snores like a pig, and she's already referring to them as a couple. Any advice?
Well, he asked her to move in.
100%, man. Any advice on how my mate can grow a backbone and get rid of her?
Can I ask first and foremost, and I'll expose my ignorance here, what PDA, what does that mean?
Public display of affection.
Oh, right, okay.
It sounds like he's not very good at communicating with her.
Sounds like he wanted to have sexual intercourse. And now, as always, that's kind of backfired on him.
Sure.
Somewhat, you know?
Yeah.
Do anything he can to get that and then realise, actually, no, it's not worth moving someone from the other side of the world and into your flat with you.
It reminds me of like when George Costanza on Seinfeld just decided it's far easier to marry and it's ruin your entire life than just have that one conversation and break up.
Yes.
Like that's it. It's the easiest option is just to have the relationship.
To carry on.
Get married, have the kids, and live your entire life.
I'm curious to know what their relationship was when they were...
Well, if she's in the UK, he would have been travelling.
Sexting and stuff like that, maybe?
Yeah,
Or maybe a few nudie vids.
Okay.
It would have been short. It would have been, while he was over there on a Contiki or something, hooked up with her, and now she's living with him.
I think he should move out.
Yeah.
But obviously don't tell her. You just want to come home. She'll come home from work one day and you're just gone.
All right.
You know what I mean? It feels like it's easier.
But it's his flat.
Because those decisions can be tricky. But give notice.
To the flat.
I'm a big fan of just slinking away.
Yes.
And not confronting it at all. Just packing up my shit and moving to Huntley.
To live with your mum?
She's not in Huntley.
But still.
No, just some little shack by the river there.
Because I was going to say, just communicate with her, have a few beers, whatever you need to pluck up the courage, communicate with her.
Keyzie, she snores like a pig.
Oh, yeah,
Did you hear that?
Yeah, true.
I'm not sure you can say that anymore.
Snoring like a pig.
Especially after what you were saying about your snoring last night.
Yeah, that I snored like a pig. My wife's exact words, and I'm probably sure that you two probably did as well.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one. Can I be completely honest?
Sure, man.
I couldn't care less about anyone else's problems. I've got my own shit I'm dealing with at the moment.
Just play this podcast. There you go. Problem solved.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
How good.
Tune. Hey, now, fellas, one of the things I did like about getting back yesterday in the afternoon there was I could do my little DIY projects around the place.
How good.
Because I love doing that sort of stuff. I'm thinking of becoming a hire a hubby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man, starting my own, franchise.
I tell you what I did, man. I just came home. I found a piece of steel and I just put it beside me on the couch and I just took a hammer and I just smashed it over and over and over again because I just like that sound,
Oh, you weren't smithing anything?
No, I wasn't smithing. I was just hammering away there.
Your wife
on
must
the couch.
have loved that.
Everybody loved it.
Just hammering away on the couch with the old tool there.
Old Mogi.
Hey, just on the topic of old Mogi and hire a hubby, we have teamed up Mogi.
That wasn't on Mike. No one could hear that.
That was you blowing your massive honker. We have teamed up with Hire a Hubby. They are the everything experts to offer our handyman services to one of you lucky listeners. This is the final week this competition is actually going to be running. Enter now at hauraki.co.nz to get in the draw. Basically, you need to tell us what job you need a hand with around the house and how you think we could help you. Big or small, we want to hear. Got a few entries. Jenny has said, our clothesline is so high that I need to stand on my tippy toes on a pallet to hang the bloody washing out. A decking platform would be ideal. I also have to hang my mum's washing out as she can't reach it and she lives with us, lol.
No worries, man.
So
we'll whack that out in half a day.
So do you reckon...
Has she tried just standing on her tiptoes?
No, she said tippy toes, so I think she's tried that on a pallet.
Tippy toes.
So what she's trying to do is use that as an excuse to get a deck underneath her, whereas I would suggest we just...
Shortening up the clothesline.
We shorten that bad boy right up.
Just get her a dryer.
Or buy her a dryer.
Yeah, well, you could just whack off a bit of the actual clothesline.
Get a clothes horse.
Get the saw out.
And just whack it off.
Just whack it off.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's a few options there. What about this from Joe? I would love to get Hire a Hubby to create a big raised vegetable garden at our house. Is that something we could do?
Oh, green fingers, Hoodie J. No
Green
worries.
thumb.
You'll have tomatoes coming out.
Your ass.
Your wazoo. Any of those options. Okay, so you could build a raised planter box?
Yeah, totally, man.
Right. What's the first step to that?
Getting the right tools.
Yeah. That was a trick question. You nailed it. What about Stacey? We're doing some reno work at our house.
Oh, my God. Is that Stacey's mum who's got it going on?
Apparently.
Holy heck.
They're adding an extension. They'll need to paint ourselves.
Or is it was Stacey's mum the one that's got it going on, but Stacey was about a 3?
I don't remember, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Apparently, they're going to need to paint it. The fellas in Hire a Hubby would be great. My husband is a total backbone. I'm okay with a paintbrush, but we could definitely use some expertise. I refuse to paint.
Yeah, I won't be painting.
No, I love a good paint.
I love watching people paint.
You love painting?
I love hearing
totally,
that people
man.
are painted.
Okay, well, Hoyte J can do that. Last week, to get yourself in the draw, hauraki.co.nz, enter there. Thanks to Hire a Hubby, and of course, they are looking for franchisees. So if you are keen to join, make sure you hit them up.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Well, there you go, you mad bastards. That's the show done and dusted for your Monday. Mogi, what did you learn today, mate?
I learned once a year is about right.
Sure.
Once a year is about right. I had a ball. I really did. I had a great time, but once a year will do me.
Sure.
And when I say once a year, I mean that'll do me until August.
Are you talking about Magic Round?
Yeah.
Or just getting steamed responsibly?
Well, I think getting steamed responsibly, but that was back to back to back.
Yeah, right.
Back to back. Certainly back
4
to
days.
back. Felt like back to back to back.
Yeah, but it was...
but there was a lot of it, and generally you wouldn't do it like that. Generally you'd try and be a bit more responsible, Keyzie.
yeah.
But yeah, good to do it, and looking forward to not feeling like that for a couple of months.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, mate. What about you, Keyzie? What did you learn? Your backbone?
I learned that What's for Tea New Zealand's probably like a once a month segment.
No, it's every week.
No,
Definitely.
it's just what I like, the vibe and the,
That's what you think, but generally, I'll tell you what, the only way to solve it is to do a big poll.
Right.
How's that fair? And we just make it a binding referendum.
What did you say?
Are you sure?
You think once a month's enough?
Yes. to do What's for Tea New Zealand because it just...
Oh, come on, man.
You notice Jason tuned out.
I had. I completely skipped what you said.
Both of you have tuned out way more of the show than I think I've ever seen.
No, I'm here, mate. I'm here.
No, in flesh you are.
Yeah, sure.
Huh?
Hey, Jase.
There's no way that's happening, by the way, Keyzie.
Right, okay.
It's a staple.
A staple. Jase, what did you learn today?
What did I learn today, fellas? Just keep going.
Yeah, man.
Just keep going.
What, in terms of being hungover and doing a 3-hour radio show?
Just getting on with it. You know, put one foot in front of the other. Have a shower, have a coffee, have a durry.
Backbone.
Get into it. Get into it.
Da-doos. Next thing you know, it's time to go home. Backbone.
That's
now
right.
listen, make sure you check out the Instagram account. Make sure you check out the podcasts. And if you need some advice, meet pattynit69@gmail.com.
That's right. We might start flicking out Reburger vouchers for that soon. Just teeing up the prizes, actually. Just
Beautiful.
working it out, so get stuck in.
Good stuff, mate.
See you then.
See you tomorrow.